Welcome, Wargamers, to day 6 of the 2-week hobby challenge set by Kieran Street for the Mid-Sussex Wargamers channel you're watching here, and also the East Anglia Hobbit YouTube channel. So go over and check them out as well to see what they're up to. I have done probably the most annoyed of the dwarves, perhaps being overshadowed by Uncle Thorin, Brother FILI, Dwalin, Balin, and even Boffa in terms of screen time, but it is FILI. Yeah, I've probably spent the most paint time on him, which might be some consolation to Dino Gorman if you're watching this. Yeah, it's definitely watching. Perhaps not because it was fun and I wanted to make sure I did lots to him, probably more because he was incredibly frustrating, probably the least enjoyable so far. It was still fun to do, quite experimental as well, but we have an outcome. I'm not too displeased with how he's ended up. Better than Nori, I think he's still my least favourite. But yeah, still nowhere near as good for me as Gloin or Keeley or anything like that. But anyway, I have his paint recipe in front of me here. Here is FILI. I didn't have any of these browns really. Only the scrag brown for his hair, as you may have seen in my previous sort of vlogs, if you will. My Rhinox hide has dried up, and I'm not really in a position to purchase any more supplies, so I'm going with what I have. So it's Dawnstone Grey for his coat. I'm not going to move him around too much because I had a bit of an accident with this coat. I say I did. The cat did. Knock him off the table and give him a good old chew. Usually I trust my cat not to be interested, but for whatever reason, he thought that the cat thought he'd go a bit Azog on an old filly here. He's still got a chip on the back of the base that I just need to fix up. He is in the process of gluing back on the base and fixing his legs because they got absolutely annihilated somehow. But there we go, that's what happens to plastic when you leave it around and it looks tasty to cats. But here we go on his bone boardwalk, whatever it's called, Generation Shift base, which is awesome. His hood there has come out really nicely. His sort of quiver for one of his swords, both of his swords maybe. It doesn't show the back of his in all the other ones in the book. In the old White Dwarf there, it shows the back of them in a bit more detail. And I haven't got that in here, however I do have a couple of pages missing because I ripped out some cool stuff for posters back when I was in my youth as a teen. But yeah, it's got everybody else up here detailing exactly what they got on their back, so I didn't know what he looked like in behind, but here we are, so I sort of made up and went with it. His cuffs are really cool. The handles on his blades came out really well. Really didn't know what to do with his trimming. It's kind of grey in the book and just blends in with the rest. It's kind of purpley as well. I did his trousers sort of purpley. Yeah, I couldn't get it really together to stand out, and I couldn't do the proper cross hatching or any detail like I did on Killy. It just wasn't going right. It was one of those models, I don't know if you ever had it, where no matter what you do, it just isn't quite happening. But I'm quite happy with the outcome in the end. His face came out pretty good. So yeah, I think he'll fit in quite well with the rest of the company on the battlefield. Should I choose to use him in a 500-point list? Probably. He's pretty good. A bit confused that in his war gears list is having his throwing axes. I can't see axes anywhere on his model. I can see daggers. You can see one there on his forearm there and underneath there. But hey ho. So I'm looking forward to using him and his combat synergy with Keeley. So until next time, make sure to comment, like, share and subscribe, and keep us informed what you're up to as well. Be interesting to see. Go over to the East Anglia Hobbit channel as well. Check out Kieran's ones. They're really good. And yeah, in the meantime, stay safe.